Welcome everyone to episode 201 of the Trust the Plan podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Jim.
And today we're going to have a little lighter subject compared to last week. I know you come here for the debt and deficit discussions, but this one's going to be a little lighter. But first, Jim, we moved to downtown Plymouth early last year.
Mm-hmm.
And, we have narrow driveways.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only complaint, right?
Yeah.
I'm happy with the house and location and all that, but narrow driveways. So you can't have two cars in side by side.
Right.
Okay. So last night, I knew that I had to leave early this morning, and my wife still wasn't home yet from taking my daughter to Girl Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I parked in the street.
Mm-hmm.
So I was waiting for her to come home, and then I would go out and pull in behind her.
Yeah.
Well, what happened? Forgot.
You forgot.
Yeah. See, I like to have the blinds open so I can see out.
Yeah.
And she likes to have the blinds closed. And I never opened them up, and I'm going to blame her, okay? And so I never looked out to see the car as a visual reminder.
Yeah.
So I forgot. Well, sure enough, I wake up this morning, and I got a ticket parking in front of my own house.
That's not allowed, huh?
No. And here's the deal.
Overnight parking, is that the
It's
deal?
like 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., so they get you during that window. $25 ticket for parking in front of my own house.
Mm-hmm.
So is that a bad omen or what?
It's not good.
It's a bad start to the day, okay? So, I heard that if you pay it like same day, it's less, but I've never got a ticket before.
Yeah.
And I hate getting tickets.
Yeah, that's difficult. I just read a story about a college kid that, it was going to cost like $2,000 for a parking pass or something like that to park on campus all year. And they figured out that they could park and just get $25 parking tickets all day long and pay less than the $2,000. So maybe there's something to that.
That's interesting math. One time when I lived in Bursley, this is like 1998, I was helping someone like move a heavy object out of my car into their dorm room. And I parked in this little parking lot that no one is ever in, but it was like the shortest amount of steps to get to his dorm room. And like the handicap spot was closest to the door. I knew it was going to be like less than 2 minutes, right? So I parked in the handicap spot. Never do that. Yeah. Okay? Never. So 2 minutes later, I come back. I got a ticket for $250. I don't have any money, okay?
Wow.
Like I didn't even have enough money in the bank to pay the ticket,
Yeah.
right? And I'm looking everywhere. There's no one around. Like, so that cop was just like...
He was just watching.
He got me, and he was gone, and it was the worst.
Oh, man.
So anyway, all right, so what's our topic today?
Today, topic is an article from our friend Dave Ramsey listing the top 5 careers of millionaires, right? They surveyed 10,000 people, so a pretty big survey, to come up with which careers have the most millionaires in it.
Okay.
Right? Interesting topic because, what comes top of mind most of the time, right? People say, doctors and entrepreneurs and dentists and all these, finance people and all these different careers that have a high income. But the results of the survey were interesting in that the 5 careers were engineer, who have a median salary of $91,000, accountants or CPAs with a median salary of $77,000, teachers with a median salary of $61,000, management, which I would assume would be, corporate management, business management, with a median salary of $107,000, and attorneys with a median salary of $135,000. So I would say the results of this survey probably took most people by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doctors, although we see the lawyer there. Okay. And I have to say, working with doctors, I think they're terrible with money, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, they don't know anything about finance. Okay. So I can see why they're not on there.
Yeah. I mean, and even in general, I think there's a lot of careers where, we see evidence of this, right? Where high income earning people, they spend a lot, right? They don't, and they think that the high income will go on forever. You don't necessarily have to plan today because guess what? Next year it's going to be high again, and next year it's going to be high again. So maybe this is what the survey is showing us, is they don't always do a good job of planning in advance, and putting away money, for the long term.
So lawyers, though, right? Making good income. They're better for planning and saving.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you look at some of the commonality between all of them, engineers, accountants, teachers, I suppose attorneys as well. They're very structured, right? They have I don't know, follow the rules, right? They have things in place, between organization and so forth that maybe helps them start this planning process earlier in their careers.
Maybe. I mean, it's hard though. These are definitely different areas of work. So I'm not sure in my mind if I can point to any one factor. I see accountant and it makes a lot of sense because they're working with numbers all day.
Right.
Although I know that there's a lot of financial planners out there that they don't eat their own cooking, so to speak. And
Sure.
I've seen this with a lot of people who are financial planners that don't practice what they preach. Okay, so maybe that's true with accountants as well, but this would suggest otherwise. When I think of the bean counters that I know, I think they're pretty responsible with money.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree. I think in general, they understand especially accountants that are doing taxes and so forth. They see how to take advantage of the tax law to to be in their favor. If you're working with a good CPA, they're telling you, hey, you should make this contribution to this type of account. You should make a contribution to that type of account. It's going to save you money on taxes, and they know that money, is now tax advantaged ongoing.
Now, I like engineering as a career for young people because I think that's, the U.S. We import goods, right, and export engineers, so to speak, right? Like if you look on your iPhone, it says, made in China but designed in California, right? Engineered. That's what that means. Is engineered here and put together over there. And I think there's going to be a lot more demand in the future in that type of role. So when I think about my kids, I don't know if they think like engineers yet.
Yeah.
But I want to make them aware of statistics like this.
Yeah, because again, from our personal experience, it seems that engineers is a good it's pretty accurate. I'll say, right?
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of engineers I know have done well, have put away money, methodically over their careers, things like that.
Yeah, the engineers, they're good at making spreadsheets.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a helpful tool.
Yeah.
Helpful skill.
I mean, really, doesn't a lot of this comes back to, I think we bring up expense tracking at least once an episode, right?
Yeah,
but
right.
We come back to a spreadsheet and expense tracking, right? Even if you're making a lot of money, you still need to know where it's going. And expense tracking is the best way to do that.
For sure. Okay, what else you got?
I mean, that was, that was some of the big things from there. Some other interesting facts that came out of it. Only 15% of millionaires held high-level leadership roles. Again, they talked about management, but teachers, accountants, engineers, not necessarily high management, just doing things right for long periods of time. 93% accumulated their wealth through a combination of effort in their financial choices rather than relying on these significant incomes. So some of the things that we've already touched upon. There's also interesting information that comes out about how many of them actually inherited their money, and the numbers are really quite low as far as how many millionaires actually inherited their money as opposed to earned it kind of the old-fashioned way.
So the overarching theme is it's not how much you make, it's what you do with what you make.
Yeah,
right?
Very true.
I think that's your line.
Absolutely. I agree with it completely. No, it's good.
Okay, well, I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share. It would mean a lot to us. And remember, we believe by providing education and guidance, we can help you make great financial decisions so you can retire with peak confidence. We'll see you next time.